Okay, so I think I was talking about the fideicomiso. So basically, again, if you happen to have dual citizenship, or maybe you come here and marry a Mexican, or if you have your residency for 6 or more years, everyone's laughing. If you have your temporary residency or permanent residency for more than 6 years, I think you can just qualify as a Mexican citizen if you want, but it's not necessary. I will personally just keep paying the fee, and I'll take a temporary residency because I plan on traveling and like living in other places as well. And the residency. Okay, so that's probably another question you have. As you probably know, Mexico already has a 6-month tourist visa. That's great because I'm pretty sure none of you are going to move here full time. If you are, then you easily will just get a temporary residency, which is extremely easy to get if you own property. So that's like you basically like proving that you have property here. You send in some other documents, pay some more fees, right? Yeah. I'm going to bring Laura in for this one. Come on over, Laura. Yay. Okay, so here's Laura. Again, she's from Spain. She's been living here with her family for 10 years. Her and her family, they bought a property in Florida, and they bought pre-sale in Tulum. So she has gone through the pre-sale process. She saw a picture, she saw the condition, she went for it, and she can tell you more about how much the price went up after she got it. But first I want her about the residency, and then someone has also asked about HOA. Wait, let me do HOA again because I think I was talking about that first. So HOA fees depend on how many amenities you have. A lot of them have attic pools, rooftops, yoga studios, gyms, rooftop bars, restaurants, etc. Security. Oh yeah, they all have security in the front. Most of them all have security in the front, which I'm sure you guys will appreciate. And if it's not 24/7, it's still every building has a lock code to get in, and there's concierge in the front because again they're trying to make these into rental properties. And we'll get into as well property management, but after let's stick to and renting out. Property management and renting out we'll get to, but let's have her explain to you the residency in case you want your temporary residency.
But about the HOA, the prices are around 2.5 to 3.5 dollars per square meter a month. So it depends on the size of the apartment.
Yeah, so it depends on the amenities and the size of your apartment. So like mine's 50 square meters.
It would be like 125.
So it's like $125 a month. So residencies.
So for the residents, once you own a property, you can go again with the lawyers and ask for the residence at the beginning of the temporary residence, and then after 3 years, you will go with the permanent residence. And after that, as Elizabeth was explaining, you can become a Mexican citizen
if you want. And
yeah.
How much is the temporary residency?
How much the price?
Yeah.
I don't know. We have to go with the lawyers.
Okay.
So it's a fixed tax, so I don't know.
It's a fixed price.
Immigration that I don't really know.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, but the residency is very easy. It's like you're not jumping through loops like they make you do in Europe. It's like they want you here. They want you here, and if you have property, it's like no brainer. Also, I believe there's a rule where if you buy something over like $250,000, you automatically get residency.
And if not, you can keep like so that you have credit enough or you have income enough to be living here, and they're gonna give it to you. So even if you don't own a property, you can ask for it, and if you prove that you have regular income, that you can be living here and pay for everything, they're gonna give it to you.
So proving your income. This is basically like again what they do in Europe to get your so that you're not coming here to make money. If you're trying to come here to work, you're going to need a different visa, which is going to be a work permit. Oh, people are just joining right now. It's going to be a work permit. So, but that's completely different. If you're like, for me, I was like, oh, what if I want to become a real estate agent now? I was like, oh wait, but then I have to get the work visa. I think I'll just stick to the temporary residence and be a digital nomad here. So with taxes as well, like if you guys are here, you don't pay taxes for your work. If you're working in the United States, you're working digitally, remotely, you still pay U.S. taxes. But if anyone wants to talk about that later, I stay out of the United States for 330 days or more a year, and I don't really have to pay much taxes because I'm not there. So there's huge with that. And then I have a question. Some questions, people. People, if you guys have questions, we're going to answer them at the end doing a Q&A just so that I don't get distracted trying to read and talk at the same time. So I swear I'm not ignoring you. All right, so we did the fideicomiso, which is the bank trust that you need in order to own land as a foreigner. HOA fees, we did. Again, they vary based on how many amenities you have and the size of your apartment. And then let's talk about renting out your property. So again, if you get turnkey, it's ready to go, rent it out right away. If not, you furnish it and then you can rent it out whenever you want. So the second biggest business I've seen besides real estate here is property management. Mm-hmm. So there's tons and tons of property manager companies. So unless you want to personally do your own property managing, which is terrible, just hire someone. Most buildings also come with the option to have your property rented out for you. So the first condo I stayed in, if you guys saw, it had a really nice rooftop, and they had the property management right in the front. And they list on Booking.com, Airbnb, Vrbo, they listed on all the sites for you. They handle all of the inquiries, they handle all the bookings, all the changing of people, the passwords for the lock boxes, checking people in and out, getting the cleaners in, getting cleaners out. They handle all of it. But they take 25% usually of the income of your rental, which seems like a lot, but I mean, you're going to have to do it anyway. So you have to pay someone, and it's a good service. But yeah, it's very simple. So you just sign an agreement with them. They rent it out for you. They list it everywhere. You literally don't have to think about it at all. They will only contact you if there's something broken or something missing. And if there is something broken and missing, usually all of these booking sites will reimburse for it. So they'll go in, they'll check to make sure everything's okay. And if not, they can file for you if you need to get new glasses or if something like a bike went missing or something like that.
And they can even do it for you, and then they sell you the invoice.
They do it for you. Do you know if you're making money off Airbnb as a U.S. citizen, but your property's in Mexico, you pay taxes, income taxes in U.S.?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's what it would be. So if you're, sorry guys, we have a few more people joining. I think also probably are bad at time zones like me. Again, anyone who just joined, this is all recorded so you can watch it later because we are getting towards the end of it. So with taxes, I'm fairly sure that if you are a U.S. citizen, unless you're out of the country like I am, you'll have to report regular income off of your rental property. However, one thing that's kind of cool that I kind of looked into is that as a digital nomad, again, 330 days or more, I do not have to claim foreign earned income up to $250,000, I believe. So technically, if I'm earning money in Mexico, that can be foreign earned income that you don't have to claim, just in case anyone wants to leave America. Just kidding. Otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty sure you would have to claim it as part of your income or investment. All right. So what are we on now? Renting it out, easy. The closing. Let's do the closing process. So you have your lawyer, you've gone back and forth with the contracts, you're ready to get your property management, you know how much your fees are going to be, and then what happens when you're closing? So it's the big, oh, I know. You have to come to Mexico, or you have to hire someone to be a right of attorney, is that a power of attorney?
For the purchasing contract, it's not necessary that you're here. It can be all made digital. Mm-hmm. That's in a pre-sale. So you sign, the developer sign, and you are waiting for the delivery of the unit. Sorry. So you wait for the delivery of the unit, and once it's delivered, you have the keys, everything, and they go with the deed or the title. So for having that, you have to come here and sign it. It cannot be made digital, but if for some reason you cannot come, you can give or grant a power of attorney to the lawyers, for example, and they can sign in on your behalf. So it's only for that fine, and so, but it has to be in person.
Yeah, so you have to come here to claim your land. Darn, you have to come to Mexico. But yeah, so if you don't want to, you can pay someone to do it, but you'll probably want to come and check out your place. All right, which brings me to a good question that I'm seeing over here. Someone is asking, what happens after the condo is finished? Do you have several walkthroughs like in the US and get certain things fixed after a year, get minor cracks?
Yes,
okay.
It's the same.
So
it's the same. You have a walking through with the developer, and you get notes of every detail, and they have a time to put it better or to do it right.
Okay.
Yeah, to fix it.
And then they're also asking warranty on appliances.
Yes, for appliances, they will give you like the brand guarantee, which I don't know, maybe it goes for 6 months or maybe a year. I don't know. It depends on the brands of the equipment. And then of course for your unit, for the building, is going to be a year.
Okay, and then is water, electricity, etc. part of the condo fee? No, I don't think that's part of the fee anyway.
It depends of every project. So some of them, they include maybe the water, and hopefully they don't include it.
Yeah, it's hard to do electricity because like AC is like the biggest electricity user, and you don't know who's going to use a ton of AC or no AC. So actually a lot of Airbnbs here, they tell you straight up that they're going to charge you for electricity. It's like $7 a day. So they'll tell you the rentals. You can do this with your rental too. You can say, by the way, it's additional each day of electricity. So turn off the AC when you leave and turn off the lights, because some people just won't, like they don't care. They'll just like leave the AC all day if they're not there. So you can definitely like write that into your Airbnb and charge people for the electricity. But it's really not that much. I think $7 a day is pretty good. And then someone else is asking a question that I have already asked, but we're still learning about this, which is the property insurance. So you are in an area where there are hurricanes and jaguars. I don't know.
For example, I'm going through that in my personal apartment, and it's going around $1,000 more or less a year.
So for $1,000 a year, I don't think that's too bad either. And then you have,
it can be less. Maybe it depends what you want to include. Or
for sure, yeah. And also with that, like you can also look into. I know this is a thing in the U.S. If you have property insurance, it can cover like your electronics, like cameras and stuff, which is something to also consider. Okay, so let's talk about some more about banking. I see some questions about banks. Someone has asked can you open a bank account in Mexico with owning a property?
Yes.
Do you have a Mexican bank account?
Yeah, I have.
She's a Mexican bank account, so that's done. I'm personally using my international bank account, which is Revolut. I have an affiliate link if you want it. But yeah, Revolut is international, and they don't charge me for any transfer fees, which is great. So whenever I make my payments for the apartment, I go through them, and there's no fees on either end, and it's like a really trusted platform. What else? A mortgage. You cannot get a mortgage in Mexico. You have to do it in the U.S. So
well, you can, but it's not
recommended.
No, the interests here are super high. So if you are working with a bank over there, it's better if you go there and ask for a loan, because here they are gonna kill you with the interest.
Yeah. So, and also I think someone else was asking if everything has to be done in cash or how that works. So the payment of the actual property does need to be in cash. You do wire transfer. You don't bring like a sack of cash, or you can't use a check. I don't think either. Can you use a check?
We usually use wire transfer.
Just wire transfers are very easy. Yeah. I will add a section on my guide. About how to. I see you guys laughing at me. About how to do international wire transfers. They're really easy. Again, I use Revolut. Also very easy. I did it on my phone earlier, and it was just like bloop, bloop, bloop. They give you the information, you send it. It's fine. Someone was laughing at me. Sack of cash. Anyway, so yeah, so the actual apartment purchase is done in cash. But what were they saying that I could do with a credit card, like automatic payments? What was that? Was that the fideicomiso?
For the fideicomiso, because you have to do it once a year, and you can make a wire transfer if you want to pay with your credit card.
And what about HOA fees? Do you know if you can do that with a credit card?
No.
But. So the fideicomiso, which is the bank trust, you can use a credit card. Woo! Get some points out of that. So you can also schedule payments, which is helpful because, well, I mean, people like me are get all the time. But so happy cash, and if you need to get a mortgage or a loan, it has to go through your home bank. So if you're in the US, if you're in Canada, and then you use that to buy the property. Okay, so I'm getting some more questions. Also, again, hold on. All right, so we've gone over so far the process that starts with deciding what area you want to live in, and then how to even find the properties. So again, you can work with Laura. She's the only person who helped me here, which I'm still very confused about. I trust her. She's amazing. She can send you all the properties. You can come here yourself, drive around, and if you see a property and you see their brochure billboard, you can take a picture of it, send it to her, and she can make the arrangements to see it as well. So she's not just limited to like a certain brokerage or a certain property, whatever. And then, yeah, so you'll come here. Feel free to book one of my all-included organized real estate trips if you want. If not, just come anyway. But yeah, so then you'll come, you look at the properties, ask her all the questions, and put down, first money you're putting down is the $5K deposit to take the property off the market for 2 weeks while you decide if you love it and while you go get your lawyer. So you agree, you want it, you go to the lawyer, next step, you give them like 1% of what the total closing cost is. So like mine was like $1,000. After that, they start with paperwork, and then paperwork. Once the paperwork is finished and you sign and the developer signs, then you need to send your first installment. So I think someone was asking about how much up front. There's like 3 to 4 different payment options for pre-sales usually. So
they usually start with the 30% down payment. It's the most common in all new projects. So it depends on the down payment you want to make. Maybe the best price you can get. So Alisa could go with something bigger. So we ask for a discount. So
if you don't have 80 grand to put up front, you would go with the 30% up front, and then the second payment would be 50%, and then the third payment on closing would be your 20%. So if you're trying to do it that way, you can, but if you have the cash, again, the more you can put down, the more of a discount you get. If you don't care about discount, then don't do that.